Hi everyone, I'm going to go over our Glass Menagerie Extended Constructed Response. We're going to go through the assignment sheet and look at exactly what you need to do to either do or redo your assignment. This assignment actually has two parts, okay? So we're going to scroll down here to step 2. This is an example of an annotated bibliography entry for the article that you should be using along with the play to answer the prompt and write your essay. This is an annotated bibliography for the article. The article is written by Frank Ardolino. We have last name, comma, first name. We have the name of the article in quotation marks, Tennessee Williams, The Glass Menagerie. The name of the publication, the explicator, issue, volume, and year, page numbers, and where it was found on the web. And then we have an example of the annotation. So this up here is your citation. Okay, that's the citation. This down here is the annotation. All right, and it tells us about the article, why it was written, and how it's a good source. So you see you have this model. So now what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down. All right, so like we said, now what you're going to do is come down here, and you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do it for the play, the actual play that we read, The Glass Menagerie. Now, just like all of our other assignment sheets, red indicates where you should be working. So you're going to add all the information here for the citation, the author's last name, first name, title of the play. Then you're going to type your annotation here. So you can just highlight this text and start typing. You want to make sure that you have at least a paragraph with and some information about the play, a description about the play and the author's purpose, and then why is this play a useful source for you for this essay. Okay, and you can even talk about how the prompt is asking you specifically about this play. So that's one of the reasons that it is very useful. Now this right here is an excerpt from the article, an excerpt from the play, kind of giving you a model of what you could do. All right, but you need to be looking at the whole article and the play and thinking about how you want to answer this prompt. If you just pull these out and stick them in a paragraph and it doesn't make any sense, that's not going to work. I'm not saying you can't use these highlighted portions, but they have to make sense in the context of your writing. So then, steps 4 and 5 help you think about how you want to answer that thesis statement, how you want to create that thesis statement in response to this prompt. What is Laura's tragic flaw, and what role does Rubicam Business College play in her inability to overcome the flaw? So the first part of this assignment was to do the bibliography entry. The second part is to write this essay. All right, so 4 and 5 are helping you do the second part to write your essay. So we even talked about what a possible thesis statement could be in class, and as you come down here to step 5 and it's breaking down the entire essay for you, we talked about this, and we said in The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams, the main character, Laura's social anxiety forces her to drop out of Rubicam Business College, leading to a life of isolation or a life of loneliness or a life of unfulfillment. Whatever it is you think, put that in there. But this breaks down. So your essay should have 4 paragraphs. The first one should be the introductory paragraph. Make sure that you are pulling in all these things, a hook, a short summary of your answer, a thesis statement. All right? Then you have your first body paragraph. The first body paragraph deals with Laura's tragic flaw, which is an internal flaw, not a physical flaw. It's not her leg. It's an internal flaw. Okay, what is it? Tell us a little bit about it. Find an example of a quote from the play to back that up, and then tell us here how that quote supports what you said, and then give us a concluding sentence. Your second body paragraph is going to deal with how Laura drops out of school and how that affects her life, and for this, you're going to find evidence from that article. All right, you're going to do the same thing this time, but you're talking about how her dropping out of school will affect her, and you're finding evidence from the article, not the play, for your body paragraph 2. Then you have your conclusion. You want to restate that thesis, go a little further, make the reader think a little deeper about that topic, social anxiety and how it affects your life, or shyness, that kind of thing. And just some ending thoughts. What do you want your reader to finish up thinking about? That is your essay. Then you're going to take that and you are going to copy and paste from those sentences, or you're going to create from what you put in those blanks 4 complete and whole paragraphs right here. That is what you are doing. Complete sentences, in-text citations when you quote. Make sure that you proofread your paper before you turn it in. I hope this helps. If you have questions, please let me know.